Hi friends, my name is Atul Bhattad and I welcome you in the class of fluid mechanics. तो कैसे हो दोस्तों? सब बढ़िया? एकदम मस्त? चलो. Now today we will see about the topic fluid motion. What is fluid motion? Now, when the term comes in your mind, fluid motion, what do you think about it? I told you about mechanics. There are three parts: static, kinematic, dynamic. When you say motion, then it is comes under kinematic and dynamic part. Now, what is different between kinematic and dynamic? Both, if in both cases they are motion, then what is the difference? In the kinematic, you consider only the velocity, acceleration. You don't consider the cause or the force by which this motion is occurring. But in case of dynamics, you consider velocity, acceleration as well as the force or the torque couple because of which this motion occurs. Okay? Now, we will see about the fluid motion, how it is happening. Now, just now I told you, it deals with the behavior of motion of fluid without considering the external forces. Correct? Now, fluid motion, it occurs by two methods, Lagrangian and Eulerian. What is this Lagrange and what is Eulerian? Now, suppose you take a pipe and the liquid is flowing through it. A liquid, then you insert some particles, solid particles, thermocol balls, anything. Okay? Now, when you will take a single particle throughout the path from inlet of pipe up to exit or outlet, when you take a single particle, path of a single particle, it is Lagrange method or Lagrange approach. Okay? In the Eulerian approach, what you will do, you will consider a cross section. A section, you will take a section and you will consider all the particles passing through that single section. So this is the difference. In first case, you will not take a section. You will consider a particle throughout the path from starting to ending. But in Eulerian, you will take only one point or one section and you will consider all the points passing through that particular section. Okay? Now, coming to fluid motion, I told you Lagrange method. The parameters which can vary, which we consider actually, like velocity, pressure, these all are the fluid properties. Okay? So as I told you, we will take a single particle and we will track its motion in the Eulerian approach. In the Lagrange approach, in the Eulerian, we will take a section. Okay. So coming to velocity and acceleration, you know what is velocity, what is acceleration. Both are vector quantity. Now, suppose we are taking three-dimensional parameter, 3D, x, y, and z, three directions. So this velocity, capital V, this is the resultant velocity or final velocity you can say. This is divided into three parts because of three directions. In x direction, you will call it as u. U represents the velocity in the x direction. Similarly, v and w. V and w are the component of velocity in the y and z direction. Okay, so we can say, and also the velocity is the function of coordinate, space coordinate means x, y, z, as well as time. Okay, so u is function of x, y, z, and t. V is also function of x, y, z, and t, and w is also function of x, y, z, and t. So, because velocity is vector quantity, you can write v equals to ui plus vj plus wk. Correct? Now, take resultant. How you will find the resultant? Under root of u square plus v square plus w square. Okay? So like this you will find the velocity, final velocity. Next, acceleration. ax, ay, az. These are the total acceleration in x, y and z direction. Clear? Now coming to ax, because it is x direction, we will take velocity in the x direction, du, and acceleration is nothing but velocity per unit time. So du by t, du by dt, correct? Now how to write this thing in terms of x, y, z and t? Du by dx into dx by dt. You are multiplying divide by dx. Again multiply divide with y. Multiply divide with z. Okay. So it will become like this. Now this is partial derivative. Partial derivative. Okay. This is total derivative. This one and this one is the partial derivative. So you can see here. What we have done, we have just divide and multiply with dx, divide dz. Okay. Now u is nothing but dx by dt. Distance in x direction divided by the time. Similarly, v is dy by dt and w is dz by dt. Put all these three values in this equation. You will get ax equals to du by dt. It will be equals to u into du by dx, v into du by dy, plus w into du by dz, plus du by dt. Now, this du by dt is different, this du by dt is different. This is partial derivative, this is total derivative. So, total consists of derivative in terms of space coordinate, in terms of time. Okay. So, you have divided this into space coordinates and in the time also. Okay. Because it is x acceleration in x direction, here there will be derivative of velocity in the x direction. Similarly in the y, derivative of velocity in the y direction, which is v. And similarly about z direction, w velocity in the z direction. Okay. So this is the formula how you will get ax, ay, az. Now what about total acceleration? Like in the case of velocity, you have to find total acceleration also. How you will find? Okay, see here. This is the formula to find the total acceleration. Now, certain assumptions are there, like steady flow. Steady flow means there is no change with respect to time. There is no change with respect to time. So, anything with respect to time, it will become 0. So, du by dt is 0, du by dt is 0, dw by dt is 0. So, these three expressions are converted in this form. The condition is for steady flow. If it is not steady flow, simple, then you have to include these time derivatives. Okay. Now, resultant acceleration axi, ayj, azk, or again root over x square plus ay square plus az square. Okay. Now, the thing which is changing with time, it is known as local derivative, and anything which is changing with respect to space means x, y, z, that is known as convective term. Local term, convective term. Local means changing with respect to time. Convective term changing with respect to space. Okay. So these are some important things you should know. Now a numerical based on it. From numerical you will come to understand clearly what I was trying to tell you. Now velocity vector, it is given as v equals to 4x cube I minus 10x square yj plus 2tk. Okay, you have to find velocity and acceleration. Our position is given 2, 1, 3 means coordinates of x, y and z, and you have to find all these things at time t equals to 1. So value of x, y, z and t is given. Now, what are the values of u, v and w? From this expression of velocity you will get ui plus vj plus zk here. So you will get u v w u v w. Correct? Now put the value of x, y, z and t. You will get value of u v w. Okay? So finally you will get velocity equals to this much. For the given coordinates, your velocity will be this much. Now what about resultant velocity? We will get resultant velocity from this formula. Root over u square plus v square plus w square. You know the value of u, v, w. These are the values. Put, we will get resultant velocity. Next, acceleration. You know these are the formula. Now you have to find all these terms. You know u, v, w. Okay? Value of u, v, w as well as in terms of x, y, t. All these terms also you know. So just you have to do derivative. You have to find du by dx, du by dy, du by dz, du by dt. This is u. You will get du by dx some value. What about du by dy? There is no term of y. It will be 0. Du by dz it will be 0. Du by dt it will also be 0. So like this you will get the values. Similarly about this term, this and for z also. dw by dx, dw by dy, dw by dz, dw by dt. Get all the expressions. After getting expressions in terms of x, y, t, all these things, we put the values. We put the values. Okay? See, same thing. Many things were cancelled. Okay? Their derivative became 0. Now put the values and put value of u, v, w and t, or x, y, z and t you can say. You will get ax, ay, az. Now resultant you will get axi plus ayj plus azk in terms of ijk, and numerical value you will get by taking root over x square plus ay square plus az square. Okay? So in terms of vector also you are getting, you will get value also. Correct? Now what is streamline and path line? Streamline, you can see lot of models of cars are coming in the market, as well as different kinds of bikes. Look as you see na, it's looking very good, yeah. But what is the reason? Do you know? If the bike is moving very fast, the racing bikes, how they are moving very fast, what the manufacturer is doing or design engineer is doing, they are streamlining it. Means they are removing the extra parts. Why? Why they are removing? Suppose I will try to explain you this through this figure. This is one figure. This is another figure. Okay. Now air is coming. Air is coming. Okay. Now in the first case, let this is first case, this is second case. What will happen? When the air will come straight and this surface is vertical flat, there will be more resistance. The air will create more resistance. Okay. But when it is inclined, second case, what will happen? This air will come and it will slide across the surface. So the resistance offered by air will be less. Correct? Correct? This is nothing but streamlining. This is nothing but streamlining. Okay? Now, something about streamline, something extra. See here, design of car. These lines are nothing but streamlines. What is happening actually? Again, I am making two particles. If it will go straight, okay, means both the particles will not, both path will not intersect. If it is not intersect, it will go parallel, okay, without intersecting or colliding. Then it is streamline. It is streamline. And if it will move zigzag motion, again I am taking two particles, and if it is moving zigzag motion, okay, this is also moving zigzag motion. Now what is happening? The path of both particles are intersecting each other. So this is not streamline. This is not streamline. Correct? So these are the examples of the streamlining. The streamline is imaginary continuous line within the moving fluid such that tangent at any point is the direction of velocity. At any point, if you will make the tangent, it will show the direction of velocity, and it should not intersect. Two tangents or two velocity vectors should not intersect each other. Now, path line. Path line means the path traveled. You are tracking the path traveled by the particles. See here. What you can observe here, this is your first building, this is second building. Now air is coming from here, then it will strike here and it will try to rotate. Some of the air it will come cross from above, someone will cross from the side also. Okay, again it will come here and it can come down again. Because of this small building, again it will rotate here only, and some of it will come from the top, someone will cross from the side. So when you are tracking the path, how whatever the path, it can be zigzag, random, anything. When you are tracking the path, then the line drawns are nothing but path line. Okay friends, this is streamline and path line. Streamline, the two lines will not intersect each other, but in path line they can intersect, they can overlap. Clear? So this was about streamline and path line. Path line is a trajectory of individual element of fluid. This is the definition, and these are the examples. So thank you for today's session. Now what we have recorded in today's session: Lagrangian approach, Eulerian approach, fluid kinematics, fluid dynamics. Next, what is acceleration velocity, how to divide into different components, and how to find the resultant. Then what is streamline, what is path line, and one numerical based on the how to find the velocity and acceleration. Clear? So friends, we will meet you in the next session of the fluid mechanics. Till then, goodbye.